We did it, you guys. We made it through our first week of homeschool. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom. Tips for all shades of mom life. You guys got me sitting in my reading nook chair in the classroom, and it is safe to say that we survived our very first week of homeschool. Now, I am really excited to share this video with you as far as an update as our first week went along, just because there's definitely a lot to learn. I learned a lot this week, and I know that I'm gonna learn a lot moving forward, but I figured if I can share some of our experiences with you guys, again, what works and what isn't working and things like that, it might help you in case you are preparing to homeschool. Maybe you already are, or you're on the fence about whether or not you should do virtual learning or send your kids or do homeschool. So hopefully the little bit of information that I'm gathering along the way as I share it with you guys will be a help for you guys. So for starters, I'm gonna roll you into a little bit of footage that I took throughout the week. Not the first day of school. I really didn't want the kids to see the camera in my hand. We were really just discussing routine, having a tour of the classroom. The kids had not seen any of this, so they didn't even know at all, you know, what was here. I wanted to show them where all their supplies were and that kind of thing. And then the rest of the week, I caught little bits and pieces. On Friday, we did Field Trip Friday and we went to the zoo, so I caught some stuff there. So I'm gonna roll you into all of that footage and then we'll meet right back here for our update. Right, Maya? Didn't Mommy just buy you something for you to build your own birdhouse? Yes, I did. Bless you, Mason. Bless you again, Bubba. And a bird feeder. Yeah. Hey, when we get back, you wash your hands, okay? Okay, and then Maya, you want to look outside? Is it raining? What about the clouds? Are they out? No? What kind of weather is it outside?
Sunny!
It's sunny! So we have to leave the magnet just like yesterday. So it's still summer, it's still hot, and it's still sunny. Welcome to Texas.
12 months of the year, 12 months of the year, the real we find and give a cheer.
My goodness, you did so good. Can you tell me the colors of your necklace?
Yes.
Show me what you got.
Green, red, and yellow.
Good job, baby girl.
Green, red.
Okay, and then what about you? You finished all of your work? You did the 7-page also? Oh, you were supposed to do this one for me. Can you do this one?
Okay.
What's 0 plus 7?
7.
Good job. And then what about 1 plus 7?
Mommy, we're doing math now.
Yep, I'm going to get you.
Oops. No, that's 6.
That was a 6. Good job recognizing. I appreciate that. Oh, you do a good job erasing.
This way.
Good job, Mason. Okay, and what about this? They give you the answer. What number is that?
9.
2 plus 7 equals 9. Good job. And then what about 3 plus 7? What is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Good job. So write the number 10.
I kind of see
Up, go from the top to the bottom with your numbers.
Mommy,
Good job. From the sky to the grass. Good job. And wow, that's great. All right, this says draw a jellyfish that is longer. So can you make a jellyfish that is longer than that?
You can use this paper for your stuff.
Oh yeah, that was left over from our cupcakes and stuff. Okay, that's cool. Now we have extra tissue paper if we need it. Can you put it over here in the cart? Good job.
I'm gonna put it down here.
You can put it down there, that's
Or
fine.
I can put it on
No, not up top. Either on the middle or the bottom. Pick one.
Did it. I did it.
Good job. And you did. That jellyfish is a lot longer. Good job. High five, Bubba.
You need to look like the mouse. The mouse.
When you find yourself under the weight, when you're wishing you could clean the slate, when you're tumbling and you won't slow down, remember you're a champion. You are champion. Remember you're a champion.
Can I have you put your face mask on? Thank you. It's gone.
Good job.
Brayden is the youngest giraffe.
Hi,
Turning
baby.
8 in September.
Mommy, can I
His brother is right here, Cosmo, and then their father is over here, and that's Alan.
Aw, so cute. So that was pretty much our week in a nutshell, and that is it for today's video, you guys. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm here for an actual update, but you can see that we had a little bit of fun. We did our learning, but we had fun as well, so that was definitely exciting, but there are challenges. So our first day, like I said, I kind of just took it a little bit easy with the kids. I made each one of them make their names and put it on construction paper, and we taped it to their spot so they know exactly where they sit, and both of them can see their names tangibly so they can, you know, see it with ease as far as putting it on the paper. Mason knows his name, knows how to write it, all of that good stuff, but Maya is obviously just learning that. So it was good for both of them to have their designated spots. They can see their spaces. Maya knows what's Mason's space and Mason knows what's Maya's space. So that part worked out really, really good. We did, as our craft project for Monday, we decorated our jars. So I thought that was really cool. I just didn't even think about that until throughout the day when the kids said, like, what fun stuff, artsy stuff are we gonna do? And I was like, we will decorate our jars. So the kids painted it, they put googly eyes on it and feathers and all of that kind of stuff. So they had really, really, you know, a lot of fun with that. The ticket system worked well. You definitely need to use that as motivation and push them for the positive side of things. I did not take any tickets away, but there were times where they didn't earn one when they could have, but it really helped to be able to use that as leverage for the kids, because, you know, I would say, like, hey, you've seen inside. Mason said, oh, I really want those Pokemon cards. Okay, well, that's 15 tickets. So you really need to amp yourself up and make sure that you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're showing up on time. You're staying on task. You're doing what the teacher says to do. I will say that that is something that Mason didn't struggle with, but Maya did. For Maya, I'm still mommy, and she's never had a teacher at all. So for her mommy to be her teacher for the first time, there's no differentiation for her whatsoever. I'm still mom. So it's going to take a little bit of time to let her know or get her into a routine that when we're in this classroom, I am the teacher and not mom, and that there has to be a difference. Mason's older. He's had a teacher before. He understands that level of respect. And so that is one thing that Mason did that blew me away. He did not challenge me as my child, as I know he normally would. Something he would normally challenge mom to do. He did not challenge me at all. He really did a great job with respecting me as the teacher. And I told him that as the week ended. I said, look, I'm really proud of you. This was a trial week for us, and that is something that you did really, really well. And mommy is really proud of you that you were able to treat me as a teacher when we were in the classroom. So that was something that Mason already checked off his boxes, and I need to work with Maya just a little bit. This also allowed me to see where my children's weaknesses are. I kind of feel like a crappy parent. I feel like I should have worked with Maya a lot more. I'm a little disappointed that at 4, there's some things that she truly just does not know. Like, she couldn't say her alphabet completely, and that kind of blows my mind, because Jay could say his alphabet at 1.5, maybe about 18 months old. The kid could say the whole alphabet, and he was an only child, so Daryl and I really worked with him, and we were able to, you know, he was the only kid we were singing songs with and all that kind of stuff. But we're kind of busy right now, and so I definitely feel like I've neglected my kids in that department, and they should be stronger in a lot of things that I didn't do with Jake, that with the little kids, and so much going on that I just didn't do with them. So that made me realize what I really need to work on with Maya. She definitely needs to be able to know her letters, her letter recognition, the alphabet, that kind of thing. But numbers she's doing really well on. She's able to count to 15, which I think is pretty good for 4. I'm not really sure like what the rules are, what they need to know. A lot of the books for pre-K just go to 10. So that foundation for her is good, and she has all number recognition, which I think is great. And that was something that we were working on throughout the week, was just working on the number 1 and 2. Number 1 is easy, you can draw a straight line, you got the number 1. But when you start doing 2, now it starts to round out your numbers, and you need to do different patterns. So we just worked on 0, 1, and 2 throughout the week, and we'll probably do 0, 1, and 2 for week 2 as well, just to really strengthen her, make sure she knows all of that, because none of this is reinforcement for her. It's all really, you know, learning for the first time. So we have a lot of things that we did with her where I have like beads, and I made her sort all of these beads out, and then I made her put them like in groups of 1 or 2. So, okay, Maya, give me 5 single pink ones, you know, like she had to make 5 separate number 1s, and then she had to do 5 separate groups of 2, just so she understands the concept of what's one thing, you know, what's 2, that kind of thing. I think the number 1 thing that I really needed to focus on for next week solid is a schedule. So week 1 was more like, in my thought process was, oh, it's just going to be a trial week. I really don't need like a set schedule. But by day 2, I was already mapping out the order that I wanted things to go. Because if you don't do that and there's no structure, time can truly get away from you. And then you're like, well, our day's over and we didn't hit everything that I wanted to hit. So I found that I've been spending 20 to 30 minutes at the end of every day, whether it's at the end of the school day preparing for the next day or at the end of my day preparing for the next day. Hopefully I can get like into some kind of routine where over the weekends I spend a couple of hours and I plan out my entire curriculum for the week ahead. That's one of the downsides of doing your own and piecing things together, as opposed to doing something like Vanessa did, like Timberdoodle, where she bought an entire kit and an entire curriculum, and it literally tells her, you're the teacher, this is what you do for day 1 and 2. I think that for her older children, that kind of structure is super important. But for me with the little kids, I don't really think that it was as important. I just needed to know what I want to target every single day. So I want them to do some kind of handwriting every single day. I want them to do some kind of math every single day. We need to read, and we're reading twice throughout the day, in the beginning and in the end. So I've been reading a book to them while they're having snack, and then at the end of the day, I'm reading a chapter book, and I'm reading 1 chapter, or if it's a quick chapter, like once this week we had a really quick chapter. It was only 2.5 pages. So I ended up reading another one. But what the kids have to do is they have to get a piece of paper and their crayons, and they have to draw me a picture about the chapters that I just read. And we'll string together all of their pages of what they've colored at the end of the book and kind of make their own flip book. I thought that would be really, really fun. And Mason will need to be a little bit more detailed with me. Not that he needs to do a book report, but he'll need to tell me who the characters were, what the setting is, like where the story is taking place, what the idea of the story is, and, you know, the whole premise of the book, and then the conclusion. So I have that all written down. That was actually recommended, something that a first grader should know. Person, place, thing, you know, that kind of thing as far as the story is concerned. And he's been doing really, really well. He's actually really interested in the book that I'm reading. And kudos to the library. I actually got all of my books from the library, which was awesome. Daryl had to do some paperwork. He had to like get a bunch of stuff printed and like documents and everything that he needed to bring into his new job. So I went running with him to get whatever papers that we needed to. We actually had a little bit of problems with our printer this week. We finally, just at the tail end of the week, figured out what was going on and why it wasn't registering online and stuff. Our actual desktop computer is kind of old, and this printer is so new that it was looking for updates and all this other stuff that we just didn't have. So it took Daryl, he's been so busy with getting ready to start his new job and then starting his new job, that he really didn't have a lot of time to invest in looking at the printer for me. But I'm glad that we finally got that up and running. But at the particular point where he needed to get some paperwork and documents and stuff, we were unable to get the printer working. So we had to go out and head out and do some of that stuff. And so while we were out, we did a pickup from the library. So I called the library and I said, hey, I'm homeschooling, and you know, I wanted to come in and pick up a whole bunch of level 1 books and some chapter books to reach the kids, and you know, how are you doing that? And she said no one's allowed inside the library, that they pull everything and then they just tell you what slot to pull in, and there's a table in front of the slot and they put your books on the table. You get out, you grab your books, and then, you know, that's it. Then you get in the car. And so I thought that was really awesome that they had a children's librarian call me back. And she asked me the ages of my children and what I was kind of looking for. And she gave me 2 separate bags, like bags of books that were specifically or more for Maya, and then bags of books that were specifically just for Mason, and then a bag that had all these crafts in it, one for each kid, tons of different crafts, making bookmarks and all this different stuff. I think there was like 4 crafts for each kid. And then what else did she put in there? Oh, and that's where she put like the chapter books, like things to read for just for them. So that really, really, really worked. And I think the books are due back September 8th. So we still have a couple of weeks on those books, and then we always can just renew right on the website, on the app, over the phone. It's just super convenient the way that they made the pickup. So I'm really, really excited about that, because they made, you know, using the books and getting the books super easy, and the librarian was so awesome. So whatever I want moving forward, she'll just pull for me, and then I could just go and pick it up. So we did that. We grabbed donuts for the kids, and we had our own little like celebration here for Daryl's job and all of that kind of stuff. So, but we grabbed those books while we were out, and that has been super awesome for our classroom. So yeah, so we're reading the books twice a day, one just a story when they're having their snack, and then the chapter book where they're reading their pictures. So the math every day, the handwriting every day, the reading twice every day, and then some kind of language arts. So for Maya, that's when we're doing letter recognition and working on the alphabet. And then for Mason, he really needs to focus on his sight words. That's something he should have come out of kindergarten knowing, and just with all the inconsistencies of the year, he is not strong in that department. So that was a little bit frustrating for me, because I really want to help him and I don't want him to be discouraged. So that was a little hard because I don't know all the tactics. I've been truly relying on my girlfriend Jill. She is a kindergarten teacher on Long Island, and she has degrees like crazy, and a lot of them are in special education. So besides just knowing her K through 6, she also knows the breakdown of kids when they have special needs, really the things, how to break stuff down and help them. And I've been relying on her so much. I call her every day and tell her like, this is what we did today, and she'll say okay. Like the first day we struggled with Maya just tracing, and she said, hey, dotted lines are really hard. Like if you're drawing them, there's no way you're going to get them perfect. The best way to tactic that we use is a highlighter. And I was like, never even thought about that. Boom, used a highlighter. Maya is tracing, you know, numbers like crazy. So those things are definitely helping. Getting into the classroom right on time is huge. Like making them feel like it is school. That's it. Like we're not late. We start at 9 o'clock. That's it. The bell rings. Like I even thought about getting some kind of fake bell sound on my phone or something like that, just so that they can hear, because I want them to just be able to hear that sound. So and then once we get in the classroom, we spend time doing the daily calendar. The kids tell me what day it is, what month it is, what's the day, what's the weather outside, all of that. I think I've linked that calendar for you guys in my Amazon store if you want to check that out. It's just Melissa and Doug. It was like 20 bucks, and it's magnetic and it's amazing. I got it for Christmas for the kids. I never knew that it would come in such handy the way it has now. And then Jack Hartman. So Jill had told me about Jack Hartman, and he has been huge. So Jack Hartman has a YouTube channel, and all he does is kids music videos, and he does everything from the 12 months of the year to the 7 days of the week to you name it, sight words, everything. Like there's a song for everything on his channel. It's amazing. And so every morning, right now we're going to master the months, and then we'll go on to like the week and the days of the week and all that. So we've been playing the 12 months of the year song while the kids do the calendar, which has been really, really, it's amazing. These kids are sponges. Like it is absolutely amazing how much that they learn, that my kids already can sing. Almost by the end of next week, they will be able to sing that 12 months of the year song, whether it's on my phone or not, which I think is just amazing. Like I said, they're sponges. So as long as you just give them the right thing to suck up, then, you know, it ends up being a really good thing. I didn't know really how I felt about wanting to do crafts every day. I wasn't really sure if that's what I wanted to do, but we have been doing a craft every single day, and certain projects I think are going to prolong throughout the week. Like Mason wants to do a wood shop project, but by the time that I have allotted for some kind of craft, which is only 15 minutes in our 3 hours, he's not going to be able to finish everything. So he might be able to assemble that wood shop project, but he won't be able to paint it. Like, things will have to dry. So it'll be one project that maybe takes throughout the week to complete, but it's giving the kids something to look forward to. Like, maybe one time during craft, it won't be a craft, it'll be a puzzle. Like, where we'll take all week, little by little, during that craft time to work on a puzzle. At the end of the week, have it be completed, or a Lego kit or something like that. So I definitely want to schedule some kind of hands-on, crafty kind of learning. And then we're also doing some kind of game for 15 minutes, whether it's the bingo, the yellies, some kind of educational game. We're trying to make it fun. Same thing with Go Noodle. I even have exercise scheduled on our schedule, and that is for Go Noodle. And whether it's, sometimes we've taken a walk, we did a walk twice, and then we did Go Noodle twice, so that was great. And then obviously tons of walking at the zoo. But Go Noodle is awesome. They also have a channel here on YouTube, and it's just like 3-minute little skits of exercise and music, and so I play like 4 or 5 of them, and it gets them all hot and sweaty, and it gets all their sillies out, and then we're able to, you know, come back and sit at the table. I did learn that they need to be separated. They tried sitting next to each other and they push and whatever. So we're back to them now needing to sit on each side of the desk, which is unfortunate because I put one of the chairs at the desk just to give us a little bit more space. I had that plastic like patio chair there, so I put one of them at the desk. So now there's a desk seat for each one of us there, but it's hard for me to sit right there next to them. It was easier for me to sit across. I thought sitting next to them wasn't going to be an issue. I tried putting myself at the end of the table on Thursday, and that seemed to work the best, but I'm just trying to figure out placement for myself. The Khan Academy worked out, but not so much this week. So I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit moving forward. All the math that we did ended up being in our workbooks. But since we're just doing more reinforcement for Mason and just doing the fundamentals with Maya, it didn't work out so bad, but I was just a little disappointed that I couldn't get on the Khan Academy. But Maya can't get it on her tablet because she has an Amazon Fire, Kindle Fire, and that doesn't work for that. So that was a disappointment. I thought she'd be able to get it on there. And then Mason, I gave him my old iPad, but my old iPad is so old, it's the original version, that it won't accept the Khan Academy either. So he can't do that on there either. Which is annoying because then that means the kids have to use our laptops to do that. So I think for Christmas, I just might get them like small mini iPads, let that be their big gift, and let that be something that they'll be able to use for the second half of the school year. And the first half of the school year, we'll do some more, you know, hands-on together things, and then maybe they can, you know, transfer into that stuff come after that. I really don't want to just go and buy iPads after everything that we've spent to get the school year going, like for nothing. Not that it's for nothing, but the kids would obviously use an iPad beyond the Khan Academy. So I would rather give that to them as a gift and let them have something that they're going to use for other things as a gift, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure what I'm saying, but that made it a little bit harder to complete the Khan Academy for the math, but what we used still worked. Plus, not just Jill, but I also have a cousin Jen who's also a teacher, and both of them have like teacher pay teacher accounts, and there's a lot of free stuff on there. Both of them have access to like super teacher worksheets where they gave me their access into there, which is awesome to know somebody. So I'm sure I can get everything that I need to at least get the kids a good foundation for the next, you know, couple of months or whatever, until I can work through getting them a device that actually works. I could just do it on my big computer in here and have the kids take turns. That was also an option, but then I'd have to change change our schedule around, since I pretty much have it where they're both doing the same work at the same time. It is a little hard to get the kids to be patient while I'm working with one than the other. So I'm going to print out this weekend like some busy work stuff for them so that they can just grab something to color or something to do if they're bored and I'm working with another child, and reward them highly for being patient and waiting and that kind of thing, because that was a little bit of a struggle too. Like, hold on, I'm working with her, or hold on, I'm trying to explain this to him, and it was like hard for them to wait. I can't even imagine being a teacher and trying to do that with 20 kids. So definitely, that was definitely a challenge. The good and the beautiful. All right, hold on, I just need to readjust my arm. So the good and the beautiful, the science, that really is amazing. It was 167 pages just to print out my mammal lesson, and I bought 4 science lessons. I bought mammals, I bought safety procedures, I bought weather, and the human body. And 167 pages was mammals, and it's a 12-week lesson. Like, I don't even know if I'll get through all 4 science lessons throughout the entire year. I didn't even realize how large they were. They recommended you do between 2 and 5, and I chose 4. I thought that was somewhere, or maybe they said 3 and 5, and I chose 4 because I thought that was right there in the middle. And yeah, I might not even be able to finish that because it's a lot. But it was really interesting. Like, they do talk a little bit about God, so if you're not into the religious aspect of it, you might have to just toss that aside. For us, I had no problem with it. It's not overwhelmingly in depth. It's just touches very briefly on it, which I think is perfect for my kids at this age, just to kind of softly touch on it. And it worked out, you know, fine for our family. And starting mammals worked out perfect with going to the zoo. The kids had assignments when they came home as far as what they saw. They had drawn me a picture. I got clay. They were going to have to make me a little animal and stuff. We never got to do that, but maybe we'll do that at the start of the new week. So I'm not really sure yet. We're just definitely getting into the transition of everything. But it's still been super, super fun. I've already made a list of things that I need. Like, I definitely need an electronic pencil sharpener, and I need a 3-ring hole punch, and I know I have those in storage somewhere, but where, I'm not sure. Like, is it worth going through all those boxes looking for it? Because I'm pretty sure I know what boxes that they're in. I just don't know where those boxes are. Now that we just moved everything and put it nicely in there, I'm not sure where those boxes are, because we didn't separate things. We just left the holiday stuff together, and then everything else went in a corner. Mine, Paul's, all of it. So I'm not sure if it's going to be worth like sifting through. I just might go out and buy a hole punch and a pencil sharpener. But there are certain things that I need. Like, I made little lists of it would be nice to have. I did order for the kids. Oh, you guys, that getting ready for kindergarten box is stinking amazing. I am going to sign up for it for every month. Like, it was so good. When we get new stuff in, I'll show you. Like, I did order KiwiCo boxes for the kids to do little science experiments with. And then because we are doing bugs as the first lesson for getting ready for kindergarten, since we're doing, insects, not bugs. Since we're doing insects, I ordered like the little caterpillars that you, the little caterpillars that turn into a chrysalis and then turn into a butterfly, and you have it in a little like net kind of cage, and then you eventually let it go. So I'm really excited about the kids to see that, because they've really been loving the stuff we have learned about insects. Has blown my mind. I have learned so much, you guys. I have learned so much, which is insane. I guess you're never too old to learn, right? Because so much stuff I've learned about bugs. Even the kids took a little quiz on Thursday, and they both got everything right. They learned so much about mammals and insects and stuff. And so I think they're really going to like this little butterfly thing. The butterflies just came, and they're completely inactive right now. It says that they take about 48 to 72 hours to acclimate to being joggled around from being mailed, and then they'll start eating and moving and everything. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, the kids are really, really going to love to see, to see the caterpillars turn into butterflies. So we had a good week. There are days where I can tell the kids are going to be hard to get into this classroom. I can tell it's going to be days where it's going to be hard, like when we do Go Noodle at the TV and we're exercising, to pull them back in here again and be able to complete work. There's been probably at least one day where there was something that I wanted to do that we didn't get done, but we're just going to keep adapting and learning. So we shall see what that does for us moving forward. But for right now, I think we had a good week. I can't say I would want to be a teacher. I can't say I would want to do this every single day forever. I'll do it every single day for my kids during a time when it's trying and we really need to do it. But I don't know if I would want to do this every day. It's definitely not where my strong suit is, but I do enjoy spending the extra time with them, taking walks and playing games and doing crafts and stuff. That's all stuff that we were not doing every single day together. So that quality time I wouldn't trade for anything, but it's still definitely going to be a work in progress. I'm excited about what the school year has for us. I think maybe every other week I'll share with you guys what's going on inside of our classroom, whether it's our KiwiCo boxes. Every other Friday is field trip day, so we can take you with us to whatever field trip that we're on. And on the opposing Friday, we're gonna do like baking in the kitchen and life skills and stuff like that. So I'll be able to share that kind of fun stuff with you. That's when Jake can do some of his experiments and everything. Jake's been flying through homeschool. He's been doing amazing with his virtual learning. The Zoom has been working fine, and a couple of times he got kicked out, but he's able to get right back in and that kind of thing. But all those things, the kinks seemed to be worked out by the end of the week, and so he's doing good. And he wants to share those kids science experiments. I gave him a science experiment book for Easter, so now this is a great opportunity for him on those opposing Fridays to do stuff with his brother and sister and get active in the kitchen. The kids next week, they're going to help me take down all the summer stuff and decorate our classroom and the house for fall, so I'll be sharing that with you guys. So a lot of really fun videos coming up, and you know, I'm going to keep you posted as we go along. But I know you guys really wanted to know how exactly we were doing so far, and like I said, it'll be a challenge. We're going to get through it, but it'll be a challenge. We will definitely continue to find out what works and what doesn't work. Feel free to give me any suggestions or ask me any questions down below, and I will be sure to help you as much as I can. I love you guys all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.